Hello everyone, welcome to the Valley News Now desk. Duke Schindler joining you here on this Tuesday afternoon. I still can't get my dates right here as we move on through the week. But here on the Valley News Now desk, we got Investigate TV today and a very interesting topic on top of that. As more women are redefining the American family by waiting longer to start a family, Investigate TV is going to explore why some are choosing to wait before having children. Then on top of that, her breast cancer diagnosis was devastating, yet she was able to overcome real trauma after starting treatments. They'll take an in-depth look at hair loss during chemotherapy and how a survivor's own experience helped her find strength. Here is Investigate TV.
Today on Investigate TV Plus, On the Clock.
I realized that my time was running out. I had to think about pursuing motherhood alone.
More women are redefining the American family by delaying motherhood.
I would definitely say it does feel like people are waiting longer to have children.
We explore why some are choosing to wait, examine risks and benefits, and provide solutions to improve the odds for a healthy mother and baby.
Then, treatment for breast cancer caused her hair to fall out.
I have a picture that I sent to her with just clumps of hair in the sink.
And as her hair became thinner, she decided the disease would not define her.
I was going to try not to do this.
We reveal the moment she was inspired to find strength in the midst of her toughest battle. Plus, hear her powerful message to cancer patients.
And good fortune.
Zoltar is here to tell you you can believe it.
It's a future no one could have predicted. We reveal the hunch that brought a piece of silver screen nostalgia back to life.
In-depth stories that inform and inspire. You're watching Investigate TV Plus. Family has long been at the heart of the American story, but today a growing number of parents are starting that chapter later in life. I'm Tisha Powell.
And I'm Lee Zurich. According to recent data from the National Center for Health Statistics, more women over 40 are having children than ever before. In 2023, they made up about 4% of all births. It might not sound like a lot, but it's more than a threefold increase from just a few decades ago. Experts say it's a sign of changing times and changing attitudes about family and fulfillment.
And as the mothers who spoke to Heather Graff tell us, there's no right time to have a baby.
There's some more. Can I have some coffee, Drew?
Dina Goditis had dreamed about a life like this since she was a little girl.
Should we do a dance party?
But the path here wasn't exactly what she pictured.
It was during COVID that I realized that my life was not the way I had envisioned it to be. I thought that I would be in a long-term relationship by now, potentially leading to marriage, and I wasn't experiencing any of that at the moment. Okay, let's go.
The DC area mom spent much of her early adult life building a name for herself in the professional world. Then, as her 40th birthday approached, she says she was ready to start building a family.
Oh, good job. I realized that my time was running out. I had to think about pursuing motherhood alone.
And with the support of loved ones and friends, that's what she did. Dina says the journey wasn't easy by any means. She went through multiple rounds of IVF.
I've gone through some pretty tough things in life, and this by far was the toughest.
But in 2022, at the age of 40, she finally got those two pink lines she had long been hoping to see. Drew was born 9 months later.
You say, hi, my name is Drew.
Hi, my name is Drew.
Take me into that moment when you got to hold him for the first time.
Oh my gosh, so precious. I mean, I'm tearing up just thinking about it.
It's a moment more and more mothers in their 40s are experiencing today.
When I see that picture, it's like he's looking at me and I'm looking at him, and it's like we're in this together.
According to recent data from the CDC, between 1990 and 2023, fertility rates among women approaching their 40s rose 71%. And for those between the ages of 40 and 44, the increase was even more dramatic, jumping 127%.
Are you seeing more parents becoming parents in their 40s?
I would definitely definitely say it does feel like people are waiting longer to have children. And I do have more patients that are close to their 40s or in their 40s.
Dr. Dallas Reed is the director of perinatal genetics at Tufts Medical Center in Boston. She says egg count and quality naturally decline over time. So advances in fertility technology like IVF and egg freezing have helped make motherhood more feasible for some women.
I think they certainly slow that clock down.
For women 35 and older, that may be especially significant. According to Reed, birthing parents in that group are considered advanced maternal age because there's a greater risk of certain complications for them and their babies.
There can be an increased risk of chromosomal issues with the embryos or fetuses that can cause miscarriages or genetic conditions in fetuses. It can just become harder.
The decision to wait isn't always intentional, as many couples struggle with infertility. But Reed notes putting off parenthood can also have advantages, with parents having more time to build financial security and life experience.
Helps the couple, but also the child, give them that good foundation to be able to excel.
My goal always was to live some life before settling down.
In South Carolina, Tony Chamness-Job says she was in no rush to jump into motherhood.
I didn't have any type of biological clock ticking.
She and her husband Bucky got married in 2012 and decided about 7 years later they were ready to take on a new chapter, growing their family.
They do all the testing and basically told me that even with doing IVF, my chances of conceiving were very low.
They decided to try to conceive naturally, but already in her 40s, Tony says she knew the odds were stacked against them. When women hit that age, their chance of getting pregnant in any given cycle is less than 5%.
I had just kind of assumed it wasn't going to happen.
Until 2021. That is when everything changed.
We got, that little surprise.
At 44 years old, Tony gave birth to her little surprise and named him Cash.
Having this journey and this experience has made me who I am and part of the reason why I am the mom that I am.
Still, she does think about the future and what that might look like.
I try not to have any regrets in life, and I definitely don't with him whatsoever, but there is a chance that Bucky and I may not become grandparents. We hope so, but there is a good chance that that may not happen during our lifetime.
This one?
Yeah, that's you.
Dina says if she could do it all over again, she would have started thinking about her fertility journey earlier. But like Tony, she has no regrets.
Do you view your age as an asset in motherhood?
Absolutely. What about this one?
And even though Dina's still learning how to balance it all.
Life is all about a game of Tetris. We looked and we saw him, the cat in the hat.
It's a game. She says she's already won.
What do you love the most about being a mom?
Feeling like I'm experiencing the world through new eyes for a second time. And I'm so excited to see the boy and the man he'll become. Yeah.
One other interesting takeaway from the CDC's research, not only are more women over 40 having babies than ever before, for the first time ever, they've also surpassed the teen birth rate. Digging into the data, teen births have actually decreased more than 70% since 1990, a shift experts attribute to factors like improved education and greater access to birth control. Dr. Claire Brindis of UCSF's Adolescent and Young Adult Health National Resource Center says this is good news.
It gives me hope that a variety of strategies that have been implemented across the country are paying off. We've had a very extensive revision in the types of sex education that we offer young people. It's really exciting to see progress in this very important public health problem.
In 1990, teens made up nearly 13% of all U.S. births. In 2023, though, just 4%.
For women of any age planning to have children, the CDC says there are steps you can take to increase your chances of a healthy pregnancy. Among the recommendations, talk to your healthcare provider about your health history. Get 400 micrograms of folic acid daily, cut out tobacco and alcohol, and maintain a healthy weight.
Still ahead, it's one of the most difficult and deadly conditions to diagnose, but a new test could be a game changer for doctors in the emergency department. We examine how a simple blood sample could expedite life-saving care.
But first, her breast cancer diagnosis was devastating, yet she says the real trauma came after starting treatment.
Being in the shower and washing my hair and having those handfuls come out.
We take an in-depth look at hair loss during chemotherapy and how a survivor's own experience helped her find strength. Hair loss is often the most common and visually striking side effect of chemotherapy, especially for women.
The National Institutes of Health says most cancer patients consider losing their hair the worst side effect of chemo, with some even questioning whether to go through treatment. The reason chemotherapy causes hair to fall out is because as chemo does its work against cancer cells, it also damages hair follicle cells. Hair loss generally becomes noticeable after 3 weeks. Not every patient will experience it. It's usually temporary, and in most cases, hair grows back once treatments end.
For a breast cancer survivor in Kansas City, she says not only did she lose her hair during treatment, but also part of her identity. Reporter Sharon Chin shows us how she found strength during her fight and inspires patients to do the same during their own battle.
And check your balance again on both sides.
Lisa Steinhauser has always loved hair.
Stay over here. There you go.
She not only teaches it,
just a tiny bit out there on that corner.
It's her craft, artistry, and expression.
So you just get that out of the way and then you can...
As long as she can remember, hair has always been Lisa's thing.
Hair means a lot to you.
It sure does. Yep. So when I knew I was going to lose my hair, that was pretty hard because I had a lot of it. Sorry.
It was December of 2021 when Lisa went in for a routine mammogram.
Had a spot that they were concerned about, so I really was not expecting it to be anything at all, but it was.
It was.
Yeah, I was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer.
An aggressive and invasive type of breast cancer that lacks 3 main receptors: estrogen, progesterone, and the HER2 protein. The cause or what drives it is unknown. Because of this, treatment is intense.
6 rounds of chemo.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
It was. It was not fun. I went every 3 weeks.
And then the strands started to fall.
Being in the shower and washing my hair and having those handfuls come out. I started taking pictures and sending it to my mom.
It started with handfuls.
And then I have a picture that I sent to her with just clumps of hair in the sink.
And within those clumps, Lisa's identity, expression, and self-confidence.
I was gonna try not to do this.
It's okay. If it is, it's okay. It's part of the journey.
I decided that that was not gonna define me. I was gonna rock that bald head.
And boy, did she ever.
So I decided just to go ahead and shave everything that was left off. Get in there. The fun thing was I had my grandkids do it for me.
And through it all, Lisa found her strength and herself.
The biggest thing I want people to learn is don't think there's not hope. No matter what. No matter what's happening, you don't know. There is going to be hope. And just keep fighting.
Wigs and other scalp coverings for cancer patients may be covered by health insurance, and studies show when applied to the scalp, the topical solution minoxidil, also known by the brand name Rogaine, can help speed hair growth after cancer treatment. It should not be used during treatment because it could make hair loss worse. It was so inspiring to see her ring that bell.
Yeah, it really was. Just the range of emotions in that story when she's tearing up and you see the hair, but, you know, left us inspired, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Up next, every year there are nearly 2 million cases in the United States, but
one of the problems with sepsis is that sepsis looks like a lot of things, and a lot of things look like sepsis.
we take an in-depth look at the difficulties doctors face diagnosing this deadly condition and a solution expediting treatment.
Then later, a bit of movie nostalgia comes to life in the Nevada desert. We take you inside a company that makes fortune-telling come true.
Each year, a life-threatening medical condition causes hundreds of thousands of deaths in the United States, and it can happen to anyone with an infection.
Sepsis is the body's extreme and overactive response to an illness or wound. If not treated early enough, sepsis can lead to widespread inflammation, which can cause tissue damage, organ failure, or death. Doctors say fast diagnosis in emergency departments remains a challenge due to several factors, including vague symptoms which overlap with other conditions.
But a rapid diagnostic test developed in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, has been described by some as a game changer. In March of 2022, Chris Davenport's day started like any other. As she prepared to pick up her grandchildren, Chris says she was overcome by sharp stomach pain.
I had to cringe to comfort myself, and it came every 5 minutes nonstop.
Chris went to the emergency room where doctors diagnosed her with an intestinal issue. A few hours after giving her medication to ease her symptoms, they sent her home.
I do remember the doctor in the hospital giving me something for pain and nausea, and it stopped.
But the next day, the pains came back, and she returned to the emergency department. Only this time, doctors diagnosed her with sepsis.
Did you know what sepsis was prior to what happened to you?
I did, but not the way I know about it now.
When someone is septic, the immune system overreacts. Instead of just fighting off the infection, the body's defenses start attacking its own organs and tissues. But here's the tricky part. The doctors we spoke to say sepsis symptoms are often mistaken for common infections. We're talking pain, fever, rapid heart rate, and less common signs like confusion, shortness of breath, and clammy or sweaty skin.
One of the problems with sepsis is that sepsis looks like a lot of things, and a lot of things look like sepsis.
Dr. Bud O'Neill is the medical director at Our Lady of the Lake Regional Medical Center in Baton Rouge. He did not treat Chris, but Dr. O'Neill and a team of scientists developed a test to help doctors identify the deadly condition. It's called IntelliCep. Their work began on the project in 2014.
Over the years, we kind of developed that technology, developed the clinical science behind it.
In December 2022, the technology cleared a major hurdle when the U.S. Food and Drug Administration approved it for use in hospitals. 8 months after winning FDA approval, the Our Lady of the Lake Health System administered its first test.
What ends up happening for us is a patient shows up into the emergency department. We screen them to see if they're at high risk.
Dr. Christopher Thomas worked with researchers throughout this project and designed the implementation of the test.
So where does this specimen go in here?
So this is the module in which they insert the actual specimen from the patient, and then where they do their work is right here.
IntelliCep uses a blood sample to squish white blood cells to see how they react. Healthy cells typically bounce back, while septic cells stretch or flatten out as a result.
What this machine specifically is looking at is your personalized white cells.
In under 10 minutes, results determine if the patient falls into one of 3 risk bands. If the test shows a high probability of sepsis, then
we want our teams to say, go get that patient, start the treatment, assume it's sepsis.
We're going to work on that toss and then time the release. There you go.
As for Chris, she did not receive the test, but it was not fully available at the time of her infection. She spent over a month in a medically induced coma, and doctors amputated both her feet and hands. Following months of recovery, Chris says her goal now is to raise awareness. For his part, Dr. O'Neill hopes IntelliCep becomes part of the standard of care in hospitals because he says it's proven to save lives.
Every week, there is one patient who goes home to their family that would not have otherwise gone home without this technology.
IntelliCep is primarily available within the Franciscan Missionaries of Our Lady Health System in Louisiana and Mississippi. It's also part of a pilot program at a hospital in Wisconsin.
The National Institutes of Health says without insurance, the cost of IntelliCep is more than $3,800, but the survival rate of patients who receive the test is 95%.
Up next, drop a coin and learn your future.
And wisdom is priceless.
Or maybe not. We take you to the company conjuring up movie memories. The 1988 movie Big, starring Tom Hanks, turned a slightly creepy fortune-telling arcade game named Zoltar into a bit of an icon.
Reporter Victoria Saha uncovers where they're making replicas of this memorable machine and receives her fortune.
Wisdom is priceless.
And the man behind Zoltar's wisdom is Olaf Stanton, owner and founder of Characters Unlimited.
2006, we stumbled onto the Zoltar trademark, which they had not trademarked Zoltar since the movie in 1988.
Olaf, explain to me what goes into making Zoltar.
We start with making a cast of the head. That's made out of a latex, rigid latex material, and then we send that to our guys that do the animation in it. Makes the eyes move, makes the mouth move, and then we got the body cavity, which has an arm movement and a head movement in it.
But before they made Zoltar, Stanton, a Wisconsin native, made and sold characters right out of his car.
Sometimes we'd have to sleep in the van because we didn't have a room or we didn't make a sale yet, but we started literally with nothing.
From nothing to a production house filled with different characters. The main attraction, of course, is Zoltar himself, with 4,000 of the fortune teller machines sold worldwide.
Why do you think it's gotten so popular?
Well, I think people have always been fascinated by fortune teller machines. I mean, it's like one of the oldest arcade games there is.
So, of course, I had to give it a try.
He who laughs last thinks slowest. Stay alert, my friend.
The heart of a grateful man is delighted to return a benefit received.
Okay, while I process my fortune, Stanton says the orders for Zoltar are all different. This is DJ Zoltar, ready to be shipped out.
We're taking Zoltar to the next level.
Where do you think that next level is?
I just keep plugging along with like hard work and perseverance, and you just take opportunities as they come.
And the worldwide name is backed up with the help of Stanton's children, helping make every order that comes in.
Zoltar is here to tell you you can believe it.
Believe it or not, it's all done right here in Boulder City, Nevada.
And that's it for us on Investigate TV Plus. I'm Lee Zurich.
And I'm T. Chappelle. Thanks for watching. Well, thank you very much for joining us here on Investigate TV. That was a pretty sweet story at the end. Reminds me of that old movie, Big, with Tom Hanks. I used to love that movie back in the day, especially with that keyboard piano on the floor type of deal they had going on. Oof, that had a child's mind wandering. But thank you very much for joining us here on Investigate TV. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you like what you see, make sure to let us know on Facebook or wherever you can find us here. And then make sure you have the VNN News app on your smartphone or mobile device so you never miss another Investigate TV or whatever we're doing here on the VNN desk as well. So if you got a smart TV like the one behind me, well, you can get the VNN News app on there through Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, all available there. You can get the VNN app and never miss what we're doing here on the desk. And thank you very much once again for joining us here on the Valley News Now desk for Duke Schindler. We'll catch you later.